the 22nd, you're still welcome to stay and hang out, but it will get quiet here in a little while where we put our heads down and just do some work.
Still valuable.
I'm sure Marie's lesson will be awesome.
Hope so.
Always is.
Well, I could probably just talk right now while people are jumping on. I pressed record anyways. And then as people jump on, I'll just mute them because I get squirrely a little bit. Just put in here. Just going to check. Okay. So just like Sandy said, our team power hours, we do once or twice a month. What did we decide? May got kind of funky because of I was traveling the first week, but usually we do like the first Monday is kind of like make your list of people for the month to contact, message, interact with, start friendships with, and that kind of thing. Second Monday of the month is usually like, that's when now I've got my list made. I'm going to do some invitations, and I've been reaching out to these people and liking and commenting on their stuff. Now I'm going to send some invites out. And then the third Tuesday of each month is our team call. So we have like an actual team call with a speaker. And this month we've got the wonderful Brittany Holko is hosting our team call, and she's always fire. So she'll light it up. Pretty stoked on that. And actually, I am hosting her team call tomorrow night on branding, authenticity, attracting your tribe, and social media stuff. So if you guys are interested in that one tomorrow night, I'm going to make some kick-ass notes, and I'll share that link with you guys tomorrow. But anyways,
what time?
7 p.m. MST, 7 p.m. South time. Yeah. And I'll post the link in the team page too. So, but what I wanted to share about really quickly here is some Instagram tips, because I know that a lot of people right now are using Instagram predominantly for business, and I've been loving Instagram. That's where I'm finding most of my new clients and coaches, which is really fun. I just find like it's visually appealing. People seem to be more open to chatting on Instagram. Sometimes Facebook gets a little funky. Sometimes people don't see your stuff on Facebook. I had a post that went up yesterday and I got literally 0 likes and 0 comments and nothing, and it didn't say anybody saw it. So I was like, that's an odd one for Facebook, when the same post on Instagram gets like 100 or 200 likes and like 12 comments. So to me, I'm like, well, it's more valuable for me to spend time on Instagram. If that's the case, I'm getting more engagement there. But I wanted to share with you guys something I've been doing on Instagram that's really helped me with traction, really helped me with engagement on my posts. And when you have good engagement on your posts, Instagram sees that as, oh, let's kick this out to more people. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. Same thing with Facebook. So my tips to you guys are, number 1, find your time when your person is scrolling. That is a really big one that I started doing. So if you'll notice, I started only posting like once a day. Now I'll do one real valuable post like once a day. And then I use my Instagram stories. You can use Facebook stories also, but like 1 or 2 really good ones in a day is good, as long as you're consistently showing up. So you're not just like posting once and then 10 days later posting once. That's not going to work, but if I put up 1 or 2 really valuable posts every single day, that's all I need to do. That's it. So I lessened my posts, but increased the quality. More storytelling. That's been a really big one for me. I've been doing a lot of I remember when, I used to believe. I remember when is a really good one for me. I've been doing lots of lists. People love lists. It's the funniest thing. On my birthday, I posted 26 lessons from 26, and I got like messages about it. People were like, I just loved that post. So lists, apparently, they're my kind of people. List makers unite. But the biggest tip that I want to share with you guys that I was hoping to, we don't have to organize it on this call or anything, but I'm hoping to put it in the Boomerang group so that we can kind of organize it amongst ourselves, is creating pods. And so what has happened is people had pods going on Instagram where you could just like share your post to a little group chat on Instagram, and then you would be like new posts and share the post right to the group. But then Instagram kind of caught on to people doing pods and like not abusing, but they caught on to how they were hacking the algorithm basically. And so they don't like when you do that. So now in my pods that I have, like I have a couple different ones. I have this one pod with these 2 girls, and every time we have a new post, we just go to the little group chat on Instagram. I don't know why I'm pointing over here, but I am. And we'll just type in like new, new post or whatever really quick. And then as we are working on Instagram or as you're checking in your phone or whatever, check your messages and you just go really quickly and comment on that person's post with 4 words or more. And it's crazy, but the engagement that you get on your posts is so much better when you have that little pod of people. It doesn't have to be a crazy amount of people. It could be like 3 or 4 people, but just to get that traction going. And if they can comment on your post, like when you put that up, if they see it within the first like 15, 20 minutes you putting that post up, awesome. If they don't, not a huge deal. You're still going to get traction if they comment on your post and you're commenting on theirs. And it's kind of a reciprocation of, hey, I'll give you a minute of my time to help your post if you give me a minute of your time to help my post. So I think it'd be really valuable for us as a team to have like little pods of like 3 or 4 people who maybe have the same vibe, get along well, whatever, like just pick a couple people and make a little pod together. And just to like have that to just say like, okay, I have a new post up, and just to get people, and you go and you comment on that person's post, just something like genuine, you know, whatever it is. But you guys can see, and like lots of the comments, go look at my Instagram even right now or after this call, and lots of the comments are the same people because those are people that I'm in pods with. But it's great because guess what? They're commenting on my stuff. Their people are seeing my posts. And then now I'm getting people message me being like, I saw your post because of this person. So that's a really cool way that you can kind of like hack Instagram a little bit and get some more traction and get in front of some eyes. My last tip that I'm going to give you before we do the power hour, just because I will be giving lots of good like social media stuff tomorrow, my last tip is figure out your hashtags. So like really spend time, take an hour or 2 and do your research, find which hashtags are going to cultivate the people that you want to be speaking to, because everybody knows if you try to speak to everybody, you speak to nobody. Right? And when you just do like general roll calls, it kind of falls on deaf ears. But if you can get so specific and be like, this is who I'm talking to. Like I put up a post the other day and I was like, I remember the first time I made myself throw up. Do you think that most people relate to that? Probably not. But the 3 women that do, I got their eye. And I also got a message. Right? So you got to get real niche specific, and you don't have to be as vulnerable as that. But if you're comfortable with it, highly, highly recommend. Get really specific with your niche, who you're trying to speak to. Find the hashtags. And all you do to find those hashtags is you Google best hashtags for meditation, best hashtags for summer barbecue, best hashtags for pitbull moms, right? And then you go and you plug those hashtags into Instagram and you see what kind of people come up. You can just go creep on their accounts really quick. Just creep on the account, go back, creep on the account, go back. You plug it into Instagram, see which ones kind of yield the best people that you would connect with. And also just make sure that that hashtag doesn't have like a million uses. So I usually find hashtags that have like, maybe a certain hashtag has like 30,000 uses. Perfect. Use it. Don't use one that's like 5 million because your post will get lost and all this stuff. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Linda's like, nah, that doesn't. So you're going to write down all the things that make you you, all the things that you're like, this is who I am. This is like, I knit, drink wine, surf, hike, you know, have children, love floral design, love meditation, whatever your things are. Make a list of those interests and get as specific as possible. Don't just be like, I like health and wellness. I'm like, I like working out. Great. What kind of workouts do you like? You know, do you like Tabata? Do you like HIIT? Do you like cardio, dance, Pilates, bar studio? Do you like PNEX? Like, what's your shtick, right? You get 30 hashtags per post. I don't use all of them, but I use like, I would say probably like 20. So you can go check and go see some of the hashtags that I've been using lately, and like I'll update them every couple months because they change, right? And who I'm speaking to changes too. But those are just a couple of tips I can give you guys for Instagram stuff. The pod, really, really cool. And if you guys are interested in doing that, we can make a little post in the group. Yeah, okay. I'll make a post in the group afterwards. Post in group. Otherwise I'll forget about pod creation. And we'll do like whatever, 3 to 4 people per pod, just so it's not as time consuming, you know, because like I'm in a pod also with like 30 people and I can't keep up to it. So every couple days I'll go and like comment on all their stuff and take 10 minutes to do it. But there's no way you can take time to do that every day. And nor do I want to, because, you know, got to actually live that life outside of social media, not just in it.
Where,
so yes.
Where is your pod? Like, where do you get the messages? Are they text messages or
on Instagram? So I'll show you guys my one.
like when I tried to do a pods type thing is that I don't have any notifications set for my Instagram, right? So then I miss, and I feel like I don't want to commit to somebody else when I miss their posts, you know? So how do you work that?
So we just, like, honestly, like when I'm on Instagram checking messages, that's when I'll go and comment on their stuff. So like I might not make the post as soon as I might not comment on their post as soon as they create it. But at the very least, I'm on at some point during the day. It'll be within a few hours of them being awake. Probably we're all awake mostly from like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. or whatever, you know? So it'll be within a few hours. That should work. That being said, you can like a WhatsApp. Am I getting feedback? You can do a WhatsApp. Hi, Krista. I don't know what I'm. Okay, let me just see. How about that?
Yeah, that might have been from Krista jumping on. She's now muted, so that might be better.
Okay, maybe. Okay, am I getting feedback now? Weird. I don't know why that happens. I forget what I was saying, but I have one pod group that's on Facebook Messenger, and I just check it when I check my messages, and I have another pod group that's on Instagram, 2 pod groups actually that's on Instagram, and I just do it when I check my messages. And we kind of have this like mutual understanding that you only put up 1 post in the group per day, otherwise it gets a little much. So you kind of just like to set the rules. Just, okay, 1 good post per day, comment more than 4 words, and just like support each other. And it's really nice because then you meet friends too. So that doesn't have to be just coaches in the pod.
Okay. Another question. How do you put like a link to that post? Do you say what it's about? Are you specific you just say go to my page? I
just say new. Literally write new, like heart, or there's like a little new symbol too. You can just put the new in, and we just know. So we can I'll put like some pod suggestions / rule stuff and in that post I make in the group, and then everybody can comment below if they want to do it, and then we'll figure out groups for peeps if that works for you guys. Yes, Lynn. Oh, here, 1 second. Go for it.
Can you just ask your friends to do it? Like I had a friend today that was kind of interested, but she's on Weight Watchers, and she said, I've been following you on Instagram. I said, well, like my posts and make a comment.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get moved around, right?
And then join my shit, because Weight Watchers sucks. I'm just joking.
I told her to call me in 6 months when she was done.
Yeah. When you're done counting points, you should come and do this thing with me. Yeah, absolutely. And if she's posting on social media, then for sure. And if she's wanting to be active in it, that might be a really good way for her to see your posts all the time. That's actually kind of sneaky. So yeah, it's a good idea.
I can be sneaky.
Yeah, I know your daughter, so I think I know where you get it from. I'm just joking. Okay, that's all. Okay, sorry, there's a little chat, and then I'll shut up and we can do our Carly says, I was listening to a podcast the other day and they said it is more effective to use less hashtags. They said 3 in the post and then 7 to 10 in the comments. Yes. And actually, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was just going to say I use my main couple within the post. So I'll do like hashtag the boomerang movement, because I'm trying to build the hashtag library on that one. Hashtag the boomerang movement, hashtag live on purpose. That's been one I've been using a lot, even though that one has a lot of uses. But just find your like couple core posts that you want to use, and put those in your post, and then in the comments do like, you can copy and paste in the notes in your phone. I'll show you guys what I have. So just in the notes on my phone, I have like my hashtags, and I have these like 5 dots. Do you see above it? So I'll copy and paste with those 5. Oops. No, Siri, I don't need you. I'll copy and paste with the 5 dots, because then it just shows up as a ... in the comments instead of showing up as all my hashtags. And that's just a visual thing that I like doing. So totally up to you. But that should help, I hope, a little bit. And tomorrow night, like I said, I'm going to be on Britt's call, and I'll go more in depth with like step-by-step kind of, and can answer more questions tomorrow too. Krista, how are you feeling, you sweet pregnant angel?
I'm okay.
Nice to see your face.
Good days are good. Bad days, not so good, but that's okay. Home stretch.
Oh man, you're killing it.
Thank you. Yeah, no, every day is a little bit different, so I don't really know kind of what's gonna happen until it started. But
yeah,
just keeping on trucking on, and yeah, 12 weeks to go.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. Oh my God, you're growing a human. It's just mind blows. Yep.
Yeah, it's beating the shit out of me right now, so I'm trying to like.
You're worried. Oh man, you just need a nap, probably.
Report baby really likes Insanity. Like even before I was pregnant, I never did Insanity ever. Insanity or Asylum or Max 30 or anything.
Yeah.
And I find the more that I've been doing Insanity or even like T25, like those have never been my favorite workouts ever. The better I feel and the happier baby is. So I think we've got a little Insanity fan.
You have a little insane person growing in your belly.
Up my certification and add Insanity to the repertoire here.
I think that's a good idea. Man, Max 30 is one of my favorite programs. It is psycho and so satisfying. Sandy knows.
It totally.
You finish all the workouts and it's like, that was so hard mentally, but I did it. I can't believe I did it.
And for it to be just the 30 minutes and having like that max out, like I always find the hardest part, like you want to get through the whole workout and like truck through the whole time and be like, I did it all without stopping. But to have the idea of like, they want you to max out, it's like, okay, now I can go like super hard. Obviously right now, like I'm not fine. Let's be honest. Have that idea of like encouraging you to go hard enough where you max out. I love that. It's super awesome. So yeah, no, good enough to do Insanity, but not feeling good enough to like be on my feet for more than 6 hours in the day. But it's okay.
That's great though. I mean, well, not great that you can't work a full hour or full day on your feet, but it is great that you can still move your body, considering.
Yeah, no, the days where I can't work out are the days where I feel the worst. So keeping steady, long and strong and healthy and happy and kicking, and I'll have some more pictures to share with you guys next Thursday when I go for my checkup. So yeah.
Cool. Does baby like beach bars?
He loves beach bars.
You got a little Shaco baby up in there, hey?
Having your child, Marie, all wants to surround Shaco and beach bars.
God, you know what is so funny? I had it was my birthday this weekend, and I had people gave me cards for my birthday. Courtney's laughing because she gave me a card with avocados on it. I got like all the cards that I got from people either had avocados, tequila. One had like a cactus on it. Like I was just like, people know me. This is amazing. Like people know what I like. It was awesome. Actually, I was gonna say one more thing too. But, well, Courtney, you were talking to me before about this. Who put up the post first, Ginny or Morgan? Somebody put up a post about 2B.
I think it was Ginny. I don't know for sure though. That's where I saw it, was in her page.
Because I think Stacy put that up too and had quite a bit of traction with it. And it was just basically, well, tell me if I'm mistaking it, but it was basically just like, read it. What does it say? I'm looking for 20. Just tip it a little bit. Not quite. Oh, yeah, there. Okay, I'm looking for 20 ladies wanting to lose 10 to 40 pounds over the next 90 days without exercising. Want the deets. Yeah, like so simple and so like the old me would have been like, that's salesy as fuck, gross. But that is so good. That's shallow marketing because I guarantee, like I saw Stacy's post, I saw Courtney's post, I saw Ginny's post, and so many people commented being like, yes, obviously, like I've been asking to lose weight my whole life. Yeah, so when people comment on that or like your post, you can just message them. That's permission to message them and just be like, hey dude, did you want more information about the program I was talking about where you can lose weight without exercising? If so, let me know. And then shoot them like a quick little info about 2B or even send the video and stuff. Yeah, because that's been huge for a lot of people. Like I have some women that I'm working with right now and they're like, I have been trying my whole life to heal my relationship with food. I'm 4 days into this freaking program and it's like mind-blowing and life-changing. And I was like, okay, good. That means it's going to work. I've been trying to teach that for like the last 3 years and somehow I haven't got to everybody, but this is good that this thing exists. So people have the tools now to do that. So that's a really big one. And even too, because I was thinking about you because that'll be a big one for mamas who don't know how, like you know how, so you can show up and lead by example. But there's so many moms who are like, oh, I'll wait till after baby to get healthy. And it's like, well, why would you not get healthy when you're growing a human? Like what you are eating is literally growing this thing. So maybe you should. But anyways, that'll be a good tool for you to use to help your new clientele when you have your
for sure. I'm actually having it's interesting, all the conversations that I'm having with people about 2B are actually with men.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I've talked to quite a few women, and like it's kind of hot, like hot and cold, hit and miss. Like everybody, has their thing that they've tried or that they're doing or whatever. But I have a lot of. I'm actually in this group that an old boss of mine from Rogers Video did. He's kind of had his own issues. Like he had part of his colon removed like 15 years ago, and he's battled with like heavy weight and up and down and just a lot of issues. And he started this group. It started as like Move a Day in March, and then it was like Move a Day in April, and now we're into like Move a Day in May. And he had asked me to be in that group just because he sees, my Instagram posts and whatever. And we kind of had like a common understanding, like it's not like a salesy thing, like everybody's doing it for their own kind of thing. But there's people that are in there, and it's a lot of his guy friends and himself as well, where for the last like 2.5, almost 3 months, everybody has been making the effort of moving. So it's like the smallest little efforts for them are huge. Like going for a 30-minute walk, life-changing for them when been like on the table before. But I've noticed how many people are talking about the struggles that they have with food. Like, I feel like I'm wasting all the effort that I'm putting in because I move my body every day, but I'm still, drinking pop every single day, or I'm still, finding myself coming home from work with a bag of chips or stopping at Tim Hortons every single morning or whatever it might be. So I'm kind of just taking that opportunity as those kind of comments go up to be like, hey, like, we should chat. Not necessarily going right into the, like, I have something for you. You have to look at this. Here's all the information. But kind of opening those channels of chatting about, like, what issues are they actually dealing with? And I've had some really good conversations, and I have sent the information to like 5 or 6 of them now.
Good for you.
Like, it's really interesting the fact that it seems to be all the guys that are opening up. And they're like, in their 30s, 40s, a couple of them are in their 50s. They struggled with this for like years and years and years. And it's just taken like being in these groups for like 60, 90 days where they now open enough to kind of, it's like their version of reaching out for help without having to say like, I need help. It's just like kind of putting their story out there. So it's interesting to have that opportunity to talk with like, 45-year-old big burly dudes with their big beards and like their, big like macho mentality where they're like, I need help. This isn't working anymore. I need some like another option. So
that's sweet, so good for you. And like, man, cultivating those relationships, and also too like having a mutual understanding with the person that's running the group, and just like even messaging that guy that runs the group and just be like, hey, would you be okay if I put up a post about nutrition, because I could really help a lot of these guys with nutrition, especially with psychology, and especially with this new like mindset nutrition program that I think it would complement your move every day. Would you be okay with it?
Well, he's one of the guys that I've been chatting with about.
That's so sweet.
And I've kind of a couple of posts in there, like obviously with like On Demand and Shaco, and like I'm super pregnant, so they're like, how do you keep going? Like, how do you get to the gym every day? How do you have the energy to do this every day? So it's been a little bit more of those, like just kind of putting that little bit out there, and then the people that back being able to go in and private message after the fact, where it's not like I'm not utilizing the group in a way where I'm just kind of like mass pitching to everybody, because there's like 40 people in there only. Like, it's not huge, but it's big enough that I have to take advantage of it, and everybody's really like active in there. So obviously they're like willing participants to like look at their different options. So
I was gonna say, like, obviously there's people too that could benefit, right? So then that's like I wouldn't even look at it as pitching. I would look at it as like, holy shit, I have this opportunity to actually give this tool to somebody who it could change their life. That's awesome. Good for you.
It's super awesome. It's super inspiring to see these people where it's like everybody's posting their like Apple Watch snapshots, where it's like the one guy, he is like, I like don't want to categorize people, like, but I would say he's been severely obese as long as I have known him. And he is on like 49 of closing all of his rings on his Apple Watch, like straight, because of this group. And it's just like, man, like such small little things. And if you like pile the nutrition part on top of that and give them like outside of just lifting weights at home or just going for a walk, those are huge for them. But to get to that next step where it's like going from being completely unhealthy to being more healthy to being the healthiest that they could be
Yeah.
is it's huge.
Super cool. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's just like, I get like mind blown. We have these tools. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna mute you for a second because mine's doing that feedback thing again. I get mind blown that we have these tools that, like, first of all, Beachbody, like Alana and the nutritionals team and Beachbody, they had this program starting to create it 2 years ago. And I was like, the fact that you guys know so far in advance that like Beachbody on Demand is where we need to go, and 2B Mindset and all these different things, and like even now with like the exclusive like coach only streaming to start with, like all, it's very intuitive and just like so helpful for us. So I'm super pumped on all of the things coming down the pipeline. And even with 2B, like there's going to be at Summit, they'll announce it, but there's going to be like a certification, like similar to like a functional life coach type thing or whatever. There's going to be a 2B Mindset certification that coaches can get to actually, like, I guess properly, I don't even know the details on it, but essentially you'd be like a certified 2B Mindset, whatever, mentor or something, which would be really cool. But yeah. Okay, well, since we like basically talked this whole time, are there any other like questions about anything? We got 10 minutes left on the clock. I know a few people are working pretty hard, but if anybody has any like things, Sandy.
I really enjoyed, like, I'm just starting into 2B Mindset, but today I was watching it in my kitchen, and then I got to turn around and look at like the bread that I eat, for one, is nothing fancy. It's like no name Sobeys whole wheat bread. And I always thought like maybe I could do better. And then I listened to her carbohydrate information, and then I went into my pantry and I pulled out the bread and I flipped it over, and I was like, you know what? It's not, it meets the standards. And I was like, heck yeah. I feel much better about my choices knowing. I had heard the whole fiber over like or fiber over amount of carbs of 1 to 3 type thing, or 1 to 10 or whatever it is. I had heard that before. But again, those things slip your mind and they fault you, and then or if you're in the grocery store. So I'm really looking forward to having the app so that when you are in the grocery store and you're like, oh, same with something like packaged oatmeal was something I sort of stayed away from. But hearing her talk about it, I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe it makes me feel better about that quicker fix, as long as it meets these requirements. And she talks about having the app to be able to have those quick resources, which is pretty awesome. So even if I'm not, 100% on like measuring or weighing every day or doing those things, I know, how much I'm going to learn from it. And then you can portray that in your posts and stuff like that because of what you've learned. So it's pretty cool.
Huge. And I would say too, like, I like personally, I'm not going to go buy a scale just because I have my own personal history of being obsessed with it. So while I understand the value of her helping people heal their relationship with the scale, I really do see that as an amazing thing. For myself, I'm like, I don't have a goal weight. I have a goal feel, and I'm like way closer to that than I've ever been. So I think this is working, and I just do the program sans scale, which is fine. Couldn't even tell you what I weigh right now. But I have been drinking 4 of these in a day. Yeah. Like and I don't know if it's like, it's intuitive, like the straw or something, but Carly, are you finding that too?
Dude, I'm on like 7. I think this is my 7th one today.
Well, I don't know. I've never drinking too much water, and I have a water bottle all the time, but something about not needing to open the lid, I'm just like, oh, I'll just like sip my little water bottle while it's crazy. It works. And that helps.
We talked about that last night at the Diamond Call too, that like we all were like, why do we love it? And when I first got it, I was like, it's kind of a cheap piece of whatever. And then, I find it sucks with ease. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to measure. I'm going to take my Shaco bottle. I'm going to measure one of these. I'm going to pour it in my Shaco bottle. I'm going to use that one or whatever. But no, like I left my hand in like 3 days. So it's pretty awesome. Hopefully you'll be able to order them like singly too, if that's the case.
Oh, for sure. Man, Krista and I were just giggling at your sex with ease there. That was pretty good. Especially coming from you. That was the best.
Oh, you guys were a crack up. I had a lady at work, an old, like she was like 98. I'll tell you this cute story. You'll have a good laugh.
Yeah.
And she's very like, very specific, but very wrong in things that she says or whatever. And I walked in and I was doing her blood pressure, and she goes, oh, are you a nurse? And I said, well, I'm one of or she said, are you my nurse? And I said, well, I'm one of the nurses. And she goes, oh, well, you're all dressed in black. And I'm like, yeah. And you can see her sort of processing it. And then she's like, reads my name tag. She goes, oh, and you're a registered nurse? And I said, yep, sure am. She goes, huh. interesting. And I wanted to say, and I'm a lesbian too. I held it back. I was like, no, I won't.
And I married a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And I have to say, Marie, like your advice about my
Yes.
relationship, whatever, with that post.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what I'm going to write about for tomorrow, because I've sort of thought to myself, every Wednesday I'll do like a bit of a same-sex marriage or something about my relationship, open up a bit with it, because sure enough, I had lots of love, lots of comments back. I'm trying to tread lightly because I have to be careful. Like, my family's always been so super supportive. And so I don't want to offend anybody thinking that they weren't, but you're right. There has been, like, I did hide a relationship for 2 to 3 years. And so I should be a bit more open about that. And one of my fellow challengers, actually, that has been slowly working into it, messaged me. And she was like, thank you, like, for your honesty. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with this and what I'm doing with it. Nobody knows about us, like, pretty much except for me. And I said, well, I'd love to have coffee. We can sit down. I can tell you more about my story. And I thought to myself, that's the whole point, is if I can just help one person. And I don't know how many people I helped that saw it and just said anything. And that was my coaching journey in the first place, was just the fact that just being able to help one person was why I put up that crazy progress photo, you know, that was so hard to put up. And it was possible because of those one people, and I'm hopefully we'll be able to help some people with my relationship as well. So we'll see what I come up with.
I saw that post and I was just so proud of you, because like our conversation, you just never know who needs to hear that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I was saying before when I said, like, I shared a post about making myself throw up. Like, that's probably not something that anybody would like to share with anybody. But you know that the things that you think are like these secrets that only you deal with, there's so many people who will deal with it. So I just love that. I saw that post and I was like, oh, Sandy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it came from you and our talks and, you know, stuff like that. And then I was feeling it, so I did it. And I thought if I took a Woman Crush Wednesday and I sort of put that in my head as my Wednesday's post would be something about it. I just, you know, you're always second guess. Do you have enough information, or what will you write, or is it intuitive, or, you know, is it, I don't know. We'll see what I figure out. I got all night. I got a night shift to think about it. So
if you, do you know that content creation document I put up on our page?
Yeah.
That one has some prompts, and I feel like, okay, I can actually share this because we only have a few minutes left. One of the things that I'll probably talk about tomorrow on the call has really helped me with content creation and storytelling. I've been using that, first of all, because whenever I'm like, how should I start this? I'll just get a real quick prompt from that like document. It's got like, I put like 100 different prompts in there. So there's something for everybody. And I will sit down and I will type out like 4 or 5 posts and just keep them in my notes, and then I can copy and paste them. Or I will pick the photo, edit the photo on Instagram, put the write-up with it, and then click back and click save, and it saves the photo with the write-up. So for each one. So I probably got like 3 ready to go on days that I'm like, I really don't feel like creating a post today. Like even today, I didn't post all day until like talked to one of my new coaches on the phone, and it inspired me to put up a post. But that was like all day I went without it. So anyways, that's been really helpful for me, just using that document. I have it printed out on and actually I haven't shared this with you guys yet, but I'll probably share it tomorrow. But what I made for myself, just so many different papers, oh my gosh. What I made for myself is this little, like, I don't know if you guys can see it properly. Oops. So it's just like, here's the week, and I have like, okay, here's my ideas of what to post for this week. So I'll just tell you what it says so you can, so for example, Monday would be something you don't know about me. Tuesday would be a business transformation, or the best piece of advice I've ever received. Wednesday, Woman Crush Wednesday, somebody on the team, or 5 quirky things about me. Thursday, a throwback to a vacation and how I felt in that picture on a vacation, because I used to just delete the shit out of my vacation photos. That's a big one for me. Friday, something funny, because it's on Friday. And then I had open invite to Wi-Fi in a dream group while in Mexico. So this was April, whatever. And then another really good one that I found for the weekends is what's your expert story? So something you may know about me is that I this, and something you may not know about me is this. That's a really good storytelling post also. And then my last tool, because we're totally going to get cut off here, is I made 2 categories. I wrote my A island, my B island. You know how I have done like go from island A to island B and show people how you can bridge that gap? So I wrote all the things of my A island, like IBS, anxious, depression, self-loathing, deleting pictures from vacations, waitressing, not sleeping, you know, self-worth in the gutter, all these things. And then I went to island B and I wrote like, I have tools and strategies for coping, meditation practice, fit and strong, no more IBS, part of a tribe, working from my phone, retired from teaching, like happy, confident, no more debt, all these things. So then I can pick 2 and be like, I remember when I had IBS, when I didn't go poop for 5 days at a time. It was a really shitty time for me, pun intended.